Welcome esports race fans. This is race 7 of 10 here in the first season of the NOSSCAR Short Track Series. Green flag is out at Martinsville Speedway. As you saw, Just Ken's 78 car takes an early advantage. He won the pole for this race. And remember the big battle that he and the 24 had at Martinsville earlier this season. If you didn't catch it, make sure you watch it after this race. You certainly won't be disappointed. Ken gets an early lead, Tymac in second, Larson Rocks third, Tyler Scott in the 16 car in fourth. Larson Rocks is coming off a very impressive win at Bristol Motor Speedway in the most recent race here in the Short Track Series. The NOSSCAR Short Track Series is one of 3 C divisions hosted on the NASCAR 15 video game on the PlayStation 3 console. All 3 of the B divisions as well are hosted on the NASCAR 15 video game on the PlayStation 3 console. However, the 3 A divisions that are launching on January 15th, 2018 will be hosted on the PlayStation 4 console on the brand new NASCAR Heat 2 video game, and we're very excited about that. For details on how to sign up and become a NOSSCAR driver in any of the divisions, any of the leagues, you participate in whatever series or leagues you want. It's a mixed bag, you choose. Go to NOSSCAR.com, scroll to the very bottom of the homepage. We saw that the 5 car of YGZ goes a lap down early to the race leader. Ken in the 78 car. Very fast here in the Short Track Series. He is the points leader coming into this event by only 1 point over Tymac 11 and the 24. Seems to be the 78, the 24, and the 23 battling for the championship here in the Short Track Series. And then you got guys like Larson Rocks in the 31 car and Throbbing Bane in the 27, part-timers trying to spoil the show, running very solid. Larson Rocks winning at Bristol and running in 3rd right now. And Throbbing Bane in the 27 runs in 4th, and he's already had a couple of top 5 finishes since returning to the world of NOSSCAR. It is a 50-lap race. All these drivers are going to have to pit once. At least once. All NOSSCAR Short Track Series events are 10% distance of real-life Cup Series races. Tire wear and fuel use, I should say, is on ×4. Damage is on. Custom setups are on. No cautions, no black flags. Cautions and the black flags on this particular NASCAR video game just simply give us connection issues with the race lobby, and we're really not much for that. Up front, we got the 78 car of Just Ken leading this race. Tymac of the 24 beginning to close down the gap a little bit. You gotta wonder if maybe Ken burned his tires a little bit trying to get away from the field, but the 24 and the 31 are keeping good pace. And the 27, Throbbing Bane in 4th, starting to have some pressure for that position, and somebody, as you can see, has knocked the barrels into the outside groove in turn 4. Luckily, that's not the preferred groove. But just as I say that, the 5th place car of Mananger 17 car ran into one of them. I think he was able to continue on though. In this particular video game, they are light as a feather, so they don't really do too much in the way of damage to the race car. Though I wouldn't test it. We should report that Tyler Scott in the 16, he was off to a good start in this race, but he has slipped to the 7th position now. Humpy in the 43 runs in 8th, Twitch Whiskers in the 48 runs in 9th, Kansas Kids in the 15 rounds out the top 10. 12 drivers received points for this event, and 11 drivers made it to the feature race. We're witnessing a 3-car battle here at Martinsville Speedway. 78 car of Ken, 24 car of Tymac, 31 car of Larson Rocks. All 3 of them driving for a different race team. They're all lined up nose to tail. They really do seem to be the class of the field here in Martinsville for this particular event. And they all seem to be very even Steven with each other. Nobody able to really gain any ground to make a move on each other, at least in the early stages here in the race. This is race 7 of 10 here in the first season of the NOSSCAR Short Track Series, one of three C divisions rather, posted on the NASCAR 15 video game on the PlayStation 3 console. You can search NOSSCAR Series Racing on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Find all of our social media content. Give us a like, a follow, a subscribe, and we'll do the same right back. Our Facebook page has actually hit over 1,000 supporters, 1,000 likes. Timac with a big move for the lead. Actually got into the 78 a little bit there. New leader at Martinsville Speedway. It's the 24. Larson Rocks had a front row seat for that. 78 car locked up the brakes getting into turn 1 that last time by. That allowed the 24 to get away just a little bit. Humpy in the 43 car falling into the clutches of the leaders, trying not to go one lap down. And Twitch Whiskers in the 48 car had an issue a couple of laps ago. I didn't know which car or who it was, but evidently it was the 48. She's running in 10th, but she is now one lap down. Humpy in the 43 elects to come to pit road. He's going to give up the 9th position, and he's also going to go one lap down for the time being. Might be some sort of pit strategy involved for the 43 team. He's had a couple of strong runs this year, Humpy in the 43. Won the pole at Richmond and finished 3rd. Certainly a contender for the championship this year. And that's the 15 of Kansas Kids. He's the next car to go one lap down. He's currently scored in 8th. Twitch Whiskers in the 48 car has bumped up a position on the scoreboard to 9th because of Humpy being on pit road. But remember, there are no cautions or black flags here in the NOSSCAR Short Track Series. Therefore, even though she's in the free pass spot, unless a red flag comes out, which is something you cannot turn off, and only really comes out for a car being on their roof or on their side, then she's not going to be able to receive any sort of free pass. And I believe the 78 car has made his way down pit road, surrenders 2nd position. Larson Rocks in the 31 car moves up to that spot. Question is, when do the drivers of the 24 and the 31 make their pit stop? Because you guys know that the 78 is making up a bit of ground with those fresh tires as soon as he gets back out there. In fact, he just left pit road. However, did he pit too soon? Because you certainly want fresh tires towards the end of the race as well. Crew chief's got to be looking at their lap times and seeing if they're losing any ground to each other. There's the 78 right there. He just came out of pit road. And now this is actually key for Timac, because he'll actually be able to watch the 78 and see how far ahead of him he gets. And if he's able to get out ahead of him lots, then you might see him dive down pit road. If he can stay with him, he might stay out there a couple of extra laps. He's not losing any sort of track time. Larson Rocks in the 31 car runs in 2nd. He is still on the racetrack. The 15 of Kansas Kids moved over for him, it looked like, and he's going to let him go. Now there are no cars in between the drivers running in 1st and 2nd. Looked like somebody came down pit road just now, or looked like Tyler Scott tried to go down pit road, but he went a little too quick and it didn't accept him, and it kind of pushed him back out on the racetrack. Tough break for the 16, but luckily it's a short track series race and the track's really not that long. He'll be able to make it to pit road. Timac in the 24 now on pit road. The 31 of Larson Rocks will stay out to lead a lap and get the bonus point. Remember, there's a bonus point for leading a lap, and there's another bonus point for leading the most. Daniel Harmon in the 23 car, running in 3rd just moments ago, now up to 2nd because the 24 is on pit road. There's the 15 of Kansas Kids on pit road. Tyler Scott in the 16 is following Timac down pit road. He made it onto pit road safely. Question is, when does Larson Rocks come on pit road? We know he's still on the racetrack. We saw him go by literally about 10 seconds ago in the 31 car, white and red car. There's the 78 of Just Ken. He's going to be just in front of Timac here. And that is a battle for position. In fact, I believe for the time being it's a battle for third and fourth on the racetrack, because Larson Rocks is yet to come to pit road, and now it's a battle for second and third because Daniel Harmon is on pit road in the 23. He was the driver running in second just moments ago. We're still waiting for pit stops to cycle through, but I believe when everything cycles through, this will be the battle for the race lead. Much like the battle at Martinsville earlier this season, race 2 of the season. If you guys haven't watched that race yet, make sure you watch it after this one. It was one heck of a war between the 78 and the 24 car. And now the 78 has the 24 alongside him on the inside. Timac got into the grass a little bit though. 78 pinched him down a bit. Timac went up a little bit. They're still kind of jostling for position here. Jockeying for position rather. Oh! And the 78 turns the 24 head first into the outside wall. Payback for the race of Martinsville. Payback for the early race of Martinsville earlier this season. The 78 puts the 24 in the wall. And it might be the deciding factor. And we're getting word that the 31 just moved the 78 out of the way. The 31 car, Larson Rocks, just moved the 78 car up the track hard in turn 2 a moment ago. And now he is the new race leader here at Martinsville Speedway. Ken in the 78 is in second. Timac in the 24 is in third. Daniel Harmon in the 23 is in fourth. Man Anger in the 17 runs in fifth. Getting a report that Throbbing Vein in the 27 is in 6th. Tyler Scott 7th, Kansas Kids in 8th, Humpy in 9th, and Twitch Whiskers rounds out the top 10 out of the 12 driver field. And the power move by Ken. But did it cost him? Did it cost Ken? Did it hold him up enough so the 31 could do the same? And if you're Larson Rocks and you see that the 78 moves the 24, do the gloves come off for you too? Because you kind of know how everyone's racing at that point? Or was it simply an accident? Might have to wait for the post-race interview. Nevertheless, it is Larson Rocks leading the race here at Martinsville Speedway. And he's leading the race here at Martinsville Speedway with about 15 laps to go. Perhaps less. Anywhere from 13 to 16 laps to go here. Martinsville Speedway. Tyler Scott in the 16 car. He is 1 lap down. So this is not a battle for position. Tyler Scott currently scored in 7th. And that's Twitch Whiskers in the 48. She's had some troubles here in this race. And she's actually, I believe she is actually 2 laps down. She's scored right now in the 10th position. Twitch Whiskers had a great run going at Bristol. She was up to 6th place, but then her and YGZ in the 5 car got into it. Looked like a connection error there for Tyler Scott in the 16. He was all over the place, but it stabilizes and he's fine now. The 48 of Twitch Whiskers is on pit road for service. I believe she might have been yet to make a pit stop. I'm not quite sure. There's Throbbing Vein in the 27 car. He is 1 lap down, currently scored in 6th. So the 27 and the 16, they're going to be battling for position if Tyler Scott can get to him. But as you see, the white car, Tyler Scott back there, is losing ground to these two right here. Throbbing Vein in the 27 having an alright day here at Martinsville Speedway. Good to see him back. in the B and the C divisions here in NOSSCAR. For more information on the A and B and C divisions here in NOSSCAR, all 9 leagues, go to NOSSCAR.com. You can scroll to the bottom of the homepage and find instructions and information on how to sign up and become a NOSSCAR driver. Up front, it's Larson Rocks in the number 31 car. He is your race leader. The 78 car of Just Ken is really losing ground now to the 31. Remember, he pitted a lot sooner than Larson Rocks in the 31 and Timac in the 24 for that matter. So his tires are, I would say, anywhere from 4 to 8 laps weaker than the 31 and the 24. In fact, the 24 is reeling in the 78 a little bit, and we might see fireworks if he's able to catch him. There's Humpy in the 43 car. Humpy is currently scored 2 laps down, running in 9th. Not the run he was looking for here at Martinsville Speedway. He's going to move out of the way for Timac, knowing he's on the lead lap. Humpy's had some great runs in the short track series so far in his career, but today here at Martinsville just doesn't look like it's going to be one of those days. Like I said, he got 3rd at Richmond earlier this season. And he's got a couple of 10th place finishes in 15 car races earlier this season as well, which has propelled him to be 7th in the standings coming into this event in the 43 car. We're closing in on the end of the race, guys. 2 laps to go for Larson Rocks in the number 31 car. Timac is going to get under Kansas Kids here. That's not for position, though. Larson Rocks in the 31 car comes around at a turn 4, and he wins here at Martinsville Speedway. That's 2 wins in a row for Larson Rocks in the number 31 car here in the NOSSCAR Short Track Series. Congratulations to the driver of the number 31. Just Ken in the 78 car, 2nd, Timac 3rd, Daniel Harmon 4th, Mananger 5th. Throbbing Veins 6th, Tyler Scott 7th, Kansas Kids 8th, 9th is Humpy, and Twitch Whiskers rounds out the top 10. For more information on how to sign up and become a NOSSCAR driver in the B division, the C division, the A division, you name it, you pick, go to NOSSCAR.com. You can also search NOSSCAR Series Racing on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You'll find all of our social media content. Give us a like, a thumbs up, a follow, a subscribe, and we will do the same right back. We'll see you next time, guys. Congratulations to Larson Rocks in the number 31 car.